Assalamu alaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a time for the second round of our career mode, this time here from Bahrain. So, quickly run you through the setup. A 5-5 is what we use in qualifying in the race. I want to run a 4-5 just for a little bit of extra speed down the straight, as I do want my back end to be stable every lap. 75, 80, in fact, I'm going to knock this down to 70. 75 was in qualifying. It is 75, 75 for time trial, but I want to have a bit more of a locked off throttle differential, so that back end doesn't really step out, which is so easy to do into the likes of a turn 1 and turn 4. Suspension all the way to the right, all the way to the left. So geometry is all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Suspension 3, 3, 10, 8, and then 4, 4. Brakes, we're doing 83, 56. In qualifying, as you'll see, I switch between 56 and 54, especially as we make our way down into the very tricky turn 10. Tires at 23 psi, 21 psi. And for our race strategy, you guys know how much I love to go on the old hard medium strategy. So that's what we remove. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to be pitting at around about lap 16. That should get us to the end. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think this is slow. I think we're going to pit lap 16, lap 17. We'll see how those hard tires are doing for us. And in terms of fuel, we got 29.5. We saw last time out Australia that we didn't get a lot of... we didn't really use up a lot of fuel. But here at Bahrain, a lot of straights where we can use up that fuel. So I'm going to knock it up to 30 just in case. With that said and done, let's take a look at our qualifying lap, which was pretty darn hype. So we're at the end of Q1 and we begin our final lap. We're already in P12, but we break at about the 100-meter marker board, down into first gear, short shifting up into third, easy on the power through turn 2 and 3 as it's so easy to lose a back end. DRS open and now get ready to spot your braking point, heading down into turn 4. Brake at about the 100-meter board, down into second, short shift quickly up into third. Usually it's a third gear corner, but the Williams needs that extra turn in. Now into 5 and the 6, just try to keep it as tight as possible. Let the car out on the exit, and now drop it down into first gear for turn 8. Short shift up into third, get on the power, don't lose the back end. And now this is where it's so easy to lose the cars. You make your way down into turn 8 and 9. Little bit of a lockup on the front left, but we get it down into first. Short shifting up into third. DRS wide open. And now get ready for the most fun part of the circuit here at Bahrain. Brake at about 90, 80 meters down into fourth gear. We go down into third again to get that front end turned in better. Flat out all the way through here. Even in a Williams, you can just about take it flat out in qualifying. Drop it down into a third gear, quickly up into fourth. Use up all of the curb on the exit as you can get away with it. And we're already 3/10 up on our personal best. Now, all of the track heading into the final corner, braking at about 90, 80 meters. Get on the power as early as possible. You can use a bit of curb on exit. DRS open, and that is a 129.5 here at Bahrain. And that was actually enough to just get us in. Actually, we got like 12th and we got into Q2, but I didn't have any sets of soft tires remaining. So we start from 15th on the grid here for round 2 of our career mode. 5 red lights, and it's the lights out and away we go. We get an initial good getaway, but then just wheel spin in the second phase. We are on these hard tires and we just struggle. We switch over to the inside, now look to brake nice and late. The Alpha comes out, but we go even further in. Alongside now, that is a Lando Norris round the outside into 2. And we're going to hold on to P12 here to start off our race. But a great getaway, gained a few places. Now, at the end of lap 1, Lando Norris, he wants to fight with us. He's going to look towards the inside. There's someone behind him. He's going to the inside as well with 3 abreast down into turn 1 for the second time today. We make some contact with Lando. We're forced all the way out onto the curb. We lose the back end slightly. Norris picks up the position, but he squeezes the racing point out wide, and that compromises the McLaren. Now we can look to the inside, heading down into turn 4, brake just before the 100-meter board, down into second gear, get on the power, and we somehow retain a 12th place for now, but the fight is not done yet. And now lap 2 still as we make our way down into the final corner. Lance Stroll on those soft tires. He has a look around the outside, but we're on the inside and we are able to hold on to the position. We can squeeze him a little bit on the exit as well. But Lap 3, Stroll wants to have a go again. This time he looks towards the inside. We brake nice and late. We try to hold it around the outside, and we're able to do so. We get on the power, but Lance Stroll has the soft tyres, so he's able to get decent traction as well. And as we start lap 4, DRS is now enabled. We go defensive. Lance Stroll moves to the outside, and he just has such better speed than us. And under brakes, we try to have a look at getting the cut back, but I think we just come across Norris ever so slightly, and that unsettles the car, and it compromises us as we have a bit of a moment with a back end through turn 3 as well. Now, starting lap 4. Lando Norris, he's seen Stroll overtake us. He wants to do the same. We don't go defensive. We let Norris go down the inside, but we can just brake it later. Norris has to go over the curb. That unsettles the car, and it means that we can get the better drive through 1, through 2, and we're going to be able to hold on to the position, and we get DRS as well, which keeps us safe into 3. Now, lap 6. We were able to just push a little bit, but now it's Hulkenberg's time to have a go. He looks down the inside. We hold it around the outside, exactly the same as what we did with Lando Norris, and we hold on to the position. We don't get DRS, and Hulkenberg is pretty close to us as we make the run down into 4. He could have a cheeky little look, but he's too far back, and we're able to hold the position. And now as we look to start lap 7, Hulkenberg wants to go again. This time we just go down the middle, and Hulkenberg decides, all right, Milky, I'm going to go around the outside. We brake nice and late down into first gear. We run a little bit wide, but that's fine because Hulkenberg's stuck on our outside and can't actually get the cut back. So we're able to hold on to 13th place again. And this is just getting really, really tiring. I'm not going to lie, at the time, I was absolutely loving this, but it's just stressful now. Hulkenberg, lap 8, he goes to the inside once again. We brake about 130 meters. We look to hold it around the outside. Hulkenberg gets onto that curb, and as a result, we just get better grip, more stability, and we can get on the power early, and we hold on to what is now P10 as some of the drivers up ahead have made their pit stops. And as you can see, Vettel is just ahead of us. Magnussen with a dive bomb into turn 4. We hold it around the outside, trying to get on the power, but now we're side by side, making our way down into 5 and 6. Around the outside of 5, Magnussen is on the fresher hard tyres. We have a moment with the car, and Magnussen on the fresher tyres is able to get the move. We almost run into the back of Magnussen as well, down into turn 7, but all's well that ends well now. Lap 9, Hulkenberg is on our backside. He has a look for the inside. We make a bit of contact through the final corner, but we're able to get on the power. And crucially, we will be picking up a DRS from Mr. Magnussen up ahead, which means that Hulkenberg can't really look to have a go at us into a turn 1. And as you can see, one of the front runners coming out of the pits, and that's Sebastian Vettel, as Hulkenberg, still late on the brakes, is able to have a little peek down our inside. And that does compromise us. I mean, Magnussen can just pull away that little bit more. I mean, we're a bit further from getting the DRS from Magnussen next time round, and Hulkenberg, he's close by. He has a little look down into turn 4, but we have none of it, and we kind of shut the door in his face. Now, end of lap 10. Hulkenberg's still there. He still wants to battle us. He's not done yet. We're up into P8 somehow. Now, Hulkenberg goes down the inside once again. We go as late as we dare on the brake. Hulkenberg has to go over the curb, and we can just get the better driver through turn 1 and carry that momentum through 2. We've got DRS as well, and once again, Hulkenberg will be too far behind to have a go heading into turn 3, but oh, we have a massive moment. We lose the back end, and that means Hulkenberg will be able to pick up the position. Our first mistake of the race, really, and that drops us down into P9, and we've got Verstappen right behind us as well. Crucially, though, we are able to kind of stick with Hulkenberg a bit as we lock up into 7, but yeah, skipping to lap 13 now, we had Hulkenberg in front of us. He was able to give us DRS, and that just meant that it was very tricky for Verstappen to find a way through. Now that we don't have a DRS, Verstappen looks to the inside, and he should be able to get the job done nice and simply. We brake a bit earlier than we would if we were trying to wheel-to-wheel battle him. We know that we're not battling with Verstappen for position, so we let him go. I tried to get DRS from him, but Verstappen's already half a second up the road. It's just such is the pace of the soft tyres. Now, lap 16, we've got Sergio Perez right behind us. He's just pitted for fresh and medium. We try to use all of the track as possible, try to get the cut back through the corner, but we're just not able to, and Perez picks up the position at the end of the lap. Look at our tyres, 71%, nice and late on the brakes, and actually we hit the pit limiter line at 81 kilometers an hour. So That was absolutely perfect on the brakes. I mean, you can check it and pause it. When we get to the line, we're at 81, or just before the line, it's 81, so couldn't have done that much better. But we're on medium tyres, fresh tyres, 13 laps to the end. This is great stuff for us. Hulkenberg's come out in the front. That's how much time he pulled with the undercut. But we have Kvyat ahead, and he's on hard tyres, so we should be able to close in onto him with these fresher, softer tyres. But Ricciardo doesn't want to have any of that. He just wants to battle us, which means that it's going to become that little bit more tricky for us to actually close into Mr. Kvyat. We look to get the cutback through turn 2. We get a decent run. We're going to have a DRS as well. Ricciardo has none of that. We look towards the outside because we just have the overspeed. Brake nice and late into a turn of 4. Brake a bit too late, and Ricciardo is going to be able to get the cut back as we go side by side into 5 and 6. And remember, as I showed you at the start of the video, the setup we were using, we've got quite low front wings, which is why we were able to really battle with people on the start-finish straight despite them having DRS. And now, lap 18, guess what? Ricciardo's still here. He's got DRS. He looks towards the inside. Kvyat's pulling away as Grosjean comes out of the pits right behind us. He's on those medium tyres, so he's going to be able to close in onto us in the next couple of laps as we're side by side with the Danny through turn 2. We're going to have a DRS we can slot in behind, but we're quite far back from the Australian. Now, 100 meter boards, we break her down into second gear. We run wide, but Ricciardo's alongside us, so we can't get the cut back. And that's us back up into 13th place, which, to be fair, we're in a Williams. That's a great job. Now, lap 20, Ricciardo's really far behind, so I think it's fine. But I forget, we're talking about Danny the Lunger Ricciardo, who still somehow gets his nose in into turn 1, but we're able to stay sharp and we avoid making contact as now it's Grosjean who's behind us in 14th. And starting in lap 21, we've got 18% tyre wear, and Grosjean just goes down to the inside. He's got fresher medium tyres. We try to brake nice and late. We have a bit of a lockup. We run all the way out wide. We keep it in second, short shift up into third, and we're able to hold on to P13. But it feels like a question of when, not if, for Grosjean, as we brake at about 100 meters, and we are able to make the apex all right. Now, lap 22, Grosjean, round 2, ting-a-ling-ling. Grosjean goes down to the inside. Maybe we should have gone defensive, but Grosjean just has such better exit through that final corner. We brake nice and late, but there's just no way for us to defend here. And we try to get a good run through turn 2, but Grosjean, he's just already left. Similar kind of scenario to what happened with Verstappen, but we do have DRS. We're really closing in. We could look for the dive, but Grosjean makes a little move under braking towards the inside, and as a result, I just think, nah, I'm not going for that. Don't want to have an accident. So that's Grosjean up into 13th. Now, lap 26, we're getting towards the end of the race. Our tyres are really worn now, and Ricciardo has a look to the inside, down into turn 1. But he is forced onto the curb, and as a result, we just get better traction through turn 1, and we're able to hold on to 14th place. Grosjean is catching up to Kvyat, so hopefully if they battle, we might have an outside chance of picking up one extra position as we make our way into turn 4. Ricciardo not able to have a look. Now, at the end of lap 26, we have a massive moment. We touch the auto spin curve, we make the save, we run wide, somehow we keep it going, we bring it back onto the track, almost make contact with Ricciardo, but good stuff from Ricciardo to avoid us there, and we're able to hold on to 14th. Now, as we look to start the penultimate lap of the race, last lap Ricciardo wasn't able to get close to us, but this time Ricciardo can. He looks towards the inside once again. We brake just before that 100 meter board. First gear, short shift into second, into third. We have a bit of a moment, almost make contact with Danny Rick. Side by side on the exit of 3. We have DRS crucially. That's what this game is all about. Us having DRS on this straight, and we're able to hold on to P14 for now. But there is one more lap left, and here we go. Final lap of the race. Danny Rick, 60% is our rear tyre, where we have a little look going to the inside. We go to the outside. Danny Rick pulls the good old Australian switcheroo as a honey badger attacks down the inside. But once again, round the outside, we're able to find the traction in the Williams on these medium tyres, and we hold on to the position. Danny Rick's not done yet. He looks for the inside, down into turn of 4. He's finding the momentum. He's finding the traction side by side. We make contact as we head down into 5 and 6. We leave Danny Rick room as we end up running wide. Danny Rick picks up the position, and that's it. It's all done for us, or is it? We have a lunge. We go down the inside. We lock up all of our wheels, but we get it stopped at the apex, and we pick up the position somehow. here in the final lap here at Bahrain for round 2 of our career mode. And when I pulled off that move, I was so hyped. We have no fuel remaining, but we're going to use absolutely everything, knocking it up into rich, into overtake. We can drop it down into standard for now. Only a few corners remaining. Danny Rick is still on our tail. One of the McLarens has been closing in lap after lap. We've lost time to Kvyat. Our tires are absolutely shot. Mr. Ricardo is only 2/10 down, but we might have just done it. There's one more opportunity for Ricardo into the final corner. Rich overtakes, 0.02 fuel left. Brake nice and late. Get it turned in at the apex. Get the power on as early as you dare with these worn out rear tires. And somehow we're going to take P14 here at Bahrain, our best result of the season. So a crazy, absolutely nutty race here at Bahrain. We get our best finish of the year. Honestly, I was sweating after that one. That was a really good race. Australia, we had some battles, but here at Bahrain, I felt like we were more on the pace of the others. And you know, if we can get a couple more tenths into the car, then I think we'll actually have a really good chance to potentially get some top 10 finishes at some point. But let me just turn down this volume a second. So we actually get quite a few points here. I'll take that. Oh, that's nice. Score 3 drivers championship points. No, I'm sorry, we're not scoring that many championship points this early in the season in a Williams. It's just not happening. Really? We lose reputation with... Okay, we gain reputation with everyone else because we had a mega performance. Now, what I want to take a look at is our good old R&D. Now, I put a couple of things in to get upgraded. Now, let's see. Unavailable. In development. Department capacity reached. So, I mean, we could look for chassis next, or we could just look for... I think this is probably a good thing to pick up, because I already have a few things that seem to be, you know, disintegrating, and we're just going to be getting some bad points. So I just want to get that one little extra bit of durability in the car. Also, just to show you guys, we are on 103%, 50% difficulty. I wish I could just change that. Play settings. Yeah, we haven't had any safety cars yet, which is a bit of a shame. We didn't even get interviewed after an absolutely fantastic result at Bahrain. But that being said, China is a track that I do like. Unlike many drivers on this game who absolutely detest China, I think China's a really nice track. I think we're going to struggle here because China requires a lot of downforce on the car, a lot of, you know, chassis. It requires a good chassis, and Williams do not have a good chassis, but I enjoy the track. So let's see. Finish 14th or better. That is a nutty hope. But we have some extra front wings. So what this means is if we take a look at our R&D tree, we can't see it like this, but we have got some improvements. So how do we take a look? We have improved slightly. So we've caught up to Alpha, but we're just so far behind in terms of performance, like so far behind. So I'm hoping maybe by Canada. So Canada to Italy is where I'm really good. Those are all the tracks that I'm really good at, apart from Canada. But France to Italy are going to be great circuits for us. So that's where I really want our performances to kick in. So I don't really care about Spain, Monaco, Baku. That's where we're going to be getting those big results in. But on that note, that is everything, guys. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch for whenever I go live doing racing and League of Legends stuff there. But until the next time, guys, stay milky and assalamu alaikum.